My personal legend was always to be a writer, and finding your personal legend does not mean fulfilling your personal legend, because being a writer means writing books. I cannot just sit and say, okay, I'm a writer. So you write your first book, it may or not be successful. Then there's the next one, there is a third one, and all of a sudden you realize that your books are doing very well, and you fear success. You have this moment that you think, oh my God, should I write the next book? Do I need to be judged again by the critics, etc.? And then you realize that your personal legend is about moving on. Go, if you had a dream of becoming a writer, write books. Don't be paralyzed by either success or failure. Well, walking through this life and learning at the same time. What I do is to share my experience, because I think life is about sharing. So in this case, I write things that I feel, and then when the books are out, people identify themselves with my books, but not with my answers, mostly with my questions.
Well, that's it.
Finding questions.
I mean, as a writer, I'm sharing my questions and not my answers, but my questions on our being here, the fact that we are here and that we have to do something.
I think that when you have a question, you have an open world. And when you have an answer, you close your doors. Because then your universe is solved. You have an answer for something. Okay, I don't need to think about this anymore. And when you have a question, you're always curious, you're always searching, you're always looking around like a child. My books mostly, they try to share to myself, who am I? Because I'm in this the constant process of discovering myself.
Society or the system, it tries to make us the same. And I think that we are all different. We are really all different. So we should awake this craziness within ourselves, even if we should behave like normal people. But this craziness in our eyes, in our attitudes, to help us to go beyond our limits.
Would the world be a better place if people would stop trying to be liked by others and instead begin to follow their own dreams?
And I was a little bit surprised, because people tended to agree, but also tended to say, I cannot follow my dream because I'm going to hurt someone. I don't believe in that. So, for example, when I decided to quit everything and to start writing, of course, the first person that I went to was my wife. And I said, we may go through difficult moments, but my dream is to be a writer. She was very supportive. Sometimes we used to think that love is a force that keeps us away from our dream, and it is the opposite. Of course, our people who love us may be a little bit worried, but they still will be happy to see us try to do something that is meaningful than just try to see us successful in the bad sense of the word.
I believe that we are all connected. It is the classic art of alchemy. Everything is one thing only. I believe that we belong to this dream of God, and that you can interfere in a positive way, also in a negative way, but normally in a positive way, to fulfill your dreams. The problem with people who are scared, this was also my problem, to fulfill dreams. I tell you why. I only wrote my first book when I was 40 years old, even if I knew that my dream was to be a writer. When you are fighting for your dreams, of course you are going to be defeated. And then you cannot blame anybody. You cannot blame your boss. You cannot blame the situation. And it hurts. And I've been defeated several times. And it hurts. But at least I know that I'm fighting for something that is meaningful to me. And you try to avoid this situation. You try to avoid because it is easy to put the blame in someone else. So that's why it took for me so long to fulfill my dream. I started writing when many of my friends were getting prepared to retire. And many people that I know, they also say, oh, it's not yet the time, I have to wait. There is no time. The time is now. Start now. And face your defeats and face your difficult moments, but at least this will be meaningful to you. This will be something that you are doing because you want to do, not because someone is imposing on you to do.
What was the greatest challenge you faced in your own life, do you think, of all the things you've been through?
I would say that there were moments that you think your dream is impossible, so you believe in it. And then there are moments that you think that your dreams are possible, and then you're scared. Because when you think that you can fulfill your dreams, or at least get committed to your dream, you have nobody else to blame. You have to be responsible for your destiny. And easy to blame your boss, your family, your children, your parents for not fulfilling a dream. But from the moment that say, I'm going to do this, then you are the only one responsible for your life. You cannot blame anybody but you. And you can be defeated. So you're a little bit scared. But I think that was the turning point of my life. I did a pilgrimage from France to Santiago de Compostela in Spain. And at the end I said, okay, I'm going for it. Whether I succeed or I don't, it is irrelevant, because this is the meaning of my life.
What do you think is the craziest thing you've ever experienced?
I think that is to be alive today, because you don't accumulate experiences. Experiences somehow, they teach you how to react. But if you try to accumulate, then you're lost. So I'm here today talking to you, and who am I? I'm myself, but I'm also my circumstances. So to be alive and to be still capable of seeing the world as a child, not as naive as a child, but with this innocence, and being capable to react, that is totally crazy, because I did not lose this essence. You know, I did not become an adult in the bad sense. I became an adult in the good sense, meaning I'm still curious, I'm still longing for new experiences. I like meeting people. Meeting people for me is the best thing in the world. And I still respect the mystery of life, because people in my age, I'm 60, they have the answer for the reason of being alive. I don't.
That we need to use logic, yes, but we also need to use intuition. You also need to be open to the universe and rely on your sixth sense. So sometimes when you face a tough decision and your logic gives you two options that are good, the only way to sort out the best option is through your intuition. You're always facing temptations. This is not bad, because it tests your soul 24 hours a day. But if you have self-control, if you really understand your task, you can overcome all this temptation. I think that if you do something, do it with love. Don't spend your days trying to kill time. Time is going to kill you at the end, don't worry. But if you're here, you're here. And be here now, because this present moment will never go back.
Now, the books will live on, but how do you want to be remembered? What would you like your legacy to be?
Well, there's a question that I often think about it. First, I want to be remembered as someone who fought a good fight and kept his faith. So I did what I wanted to do. So I did not, I had my moments that I was down, I was scared, and I was paralyzed sometimes. But I overcame all these fears. And second, I want to be remembered, if I'll be remembered, as a person that was honest in his work, that put all his love in things that he chose to share his love, that it was my books. I think that my motto is, he died while he was still alive, because many people die before they die. They physically die. So I want to die alive, having the same curiosity and enthusiasm that I have now.
Well, Paulo